1966, and they've both spent time away from the band on solo projects, but somehow they always managed to return, and we'll hear the secret behind the group's long-lasting appeal in this interviewee.
Nights in white satin, never reaching the end.
It was 1968 when Days of Future Past introduced the ethereal sound that came to be identified with the Moody Blues. 20-some years later, after hits, technological experimentation, personnel changes, and a reunion, the band decided that the best recording ways are the old ones. Sort of.
We were almost going full circle because the songs on Keys of the Kingdom were all prepared beforehand, all demoed, all worked out. We knew exactly what we were doing, so there wasn't a moment of studio time wasted. Whereas probably at the height of the Moody Blues sort of, the Moody mania that was going on in the early 70s, that was at our most lax and wasteful of studio time, when we would spend 7, 8 months in the studio. We would never dream of doing that now.
Moody mania hit its height in the mid-1970s. While the adulation earned the band countless gold and platinum records, it also exacted a toll.
I was 19 when I started with the band, so all my life, musical life, had really been as a Moody Blue, except for a couple of years before, and after I left school. So we needed to develop a life outside of it. And I think what we learned during that period is how to work with other people, how to have confidence in us and our own selves, and just to kind of see ourselves as we really were, instead of seeing ourselves as these, mega rock star type, ludicrous sort of image, that we were carrying around with us.
I remember in 1974, we chartered a 707 called Starship, and this thing had bedrooms on, staterooms. We even had a guy playing an organ on a dance floor, and we were flying back from the concert, and there was just the 5 of us sitting in front of this plane in this huge empty corridor behind us, like 100 feet long. And, we suddenly realized we'd built this, well, we hadn't, but all the people around us had built this concrete wall around us to stop anyone getting near us. And we thought we were losing sight of what really was going on. And I think that when that plane landed, we all got off and said goodbye to it. And then I think when we all found out who we were again, we managed to come back and record the Octave album. And here we are now in the 90s.
This decade is starting with the release of the band's first album in 3 years and an extensive U.S. tour. But even if they haven't had much of a profile here lately, the band has been busy doing its favorite thing, working.
It's hard to look in the diary, actually, and find a day where we haven't been doing that for the last few years. It really is very difficult. I mean, we've been doing a lot of concerts, Joss and I, in the UK, just the two of us. For charity work, which we enjoy. And so it's very difficult. Free time is, when your hobby is what you do for a living, free time becomes quite boring, to be honest.
Family life is as important to the individual Moody members as their music.
Our families have seen us right from, before it all started, kind of thing. And so they know exactly what's involved and how much we're going to be there, and they've got their own lives. None of us are responsible really for everybody else. They've got their own lives, and they enjoy those as well.
The Moody Blues have enjoyed their lives and their success over the years, but don't expect this band to sit around counting its greatest hits.
It's the keys of the kingdom. That's all that matters. The rest is lovely, but if you dwell on all that, you'll just end up playing Vegas forever, if that's what it means, because that's what the past have. Nice Vegas now and again, but, it's what we're doing now that's the present and the future that's the most important thing.